Hi, I'm Dave Leptak, Long Foster Real Estate, and work out of the Annapolis Eastport office with my team there. We are currently at the World War II Memorial, which is just across the Severn River, overlooking the Severn River, the Naval Academy, and with the historic district behind it, just outside of it. We are going to talk today about Annapolis, the culture, events that take place there, what kind of things attract people to the area. We have a population that includes many long-term residents with strong family ties to the area, as well as many newcomers, often military, such as the Naval Academy and the Fort Meade, and the many contractors that support those facilities. We also have many people who commute to the Washington, D.C. area, as well as Baltimore City, which both are around 45 minutes distance from here. Here we are down in Annapolis Harbor, which is center to many of the events and happenings, as well as social gatherings for the city of Annapolis. The parades often end up here, as well as coming down Main Street, which is kind of the old central storefronts of old-time Annapolis. We also have many of the older local pubs and restaurants down here that many of us who've lived here a while are so familiar with, including Middleton's Tavern, which is one of the oldest constant running taverns in the U.S. Understand it was started around 1740s, and in the 1780s was frequented by many of our founding fathers while the Annapolis was capital of the United States. Currently it is capital of the state of Maryland. Behind is McGarvey's, which was started by one of the retired Naval Academy pilots, and has quite the historic plus Naval Academy theme in there when you go in there. One of the newer restaurants that just started this year that has become very popular is Chop Tank over here, and right off the water here in the Eagle Alley, and it's quite popular. Here's where we also have our boat shows, our the other events as well downtown. We have a spring boat show, and we also have 2 boat shows in October, the Power Boat Show, and it's followed up by the Sailboat Show as well. Here we have the Market House, which is historically part of the harbor, and there's many stores and restaurants inside it, as well as they're doing a local Christmas market here as well for the season. We also have the Annapolis Summer Garden Theater, and where they do summer outdoor shows, and they usually have 3 or 4 shows throughout the year. And here we are in one of the old waterfront warehouses. You'll find many of the historic places throughout Annapolis. The preservation as well as the Historic Society have done a great job of keeping these things for the public and open to them. As I said, this is an old warehouse that was used right off the city dock. Throughout there, we'll have many of the old mansions and homes of the original people of Annapolis that are open to the public, as well as their gardens are often available for events such as weddings or other public events as well. All right, here we are in the heart of the historic district with many varieties of the housing here. We're right at East Street and Pinckney Street. You'll see some of the smaller, older housing down here. Most of them are typically 2-bedroom, 1 to 2 baths in them. Some of them a little bigger as you come up on East Street as well. And we'll walk down East Street. We'll see some great old churches that have been converted to condos, as well as a firehouse that's now 2 condos as well. Here we are at Prince George and East Street, where one of the older churches of the area has been converted into 2 condos. Quite more in your luxury high-end. One recently rented for just under $5,000 a month. Across the street, you'll see the James Bryce House is being restored. It's an old historic, once again, one of the old family mansions of one of the original Annapolis families. And right down the street, we'll check out the firehouse also, which is also converted into 2 condos. And And here we have one of the old firehouses of Annapolis known as the Water Witch. It has been converted into 2 condos as well, top and bottom, and they have one of the luxuries of downtown historic district. They have off-street garage parking. And here we have Maryland Avenue, which is the other main street of Annapolis, with stores, art galleries, and other upcoming shops here. It leads you down to the State House. If you go the other way, you're down to the Naval Academy. And if you head up Prince George Street, you got St. John's right at the end of the block. So this is St. John's College, right downtown in historic Annapolis. We also buy the Naval Academy, which are the 2 main colleges downtown Annapolis. We also have quite a few elementary and high schools, such as St. Mary's, which was started in the 1800s. Another 2 fun events that I would say make Annapolis unique. In the spring, we have the sock burning, which they build a big bonfire and everybody throws in their socks to signify the end of winter. In the fall, there's the tug of war. It's between Eastport Community and Historic District. Eastport originally was a separate community, the Republic of Eastport, and is now all part of Annapolis. But each fall they declare war on the downtown Annapolis, and they have a big tug of war across Eagle Alley here. Any discussion of Annapolis would be remiss without including the Naval Academy, which is such an integral part of the city and part of our culture here. We definitely follow all the events here, including the Commissioning Week graduation, which is a whole week celebration, including the Blue Angels here for 2 days of it, their practice ceremony. Many people take the day off and watch it on the water in their boats, as well as the graduation ceremony. And then the Herndon Climb on Tuesday, which is where the graduates compete for climbing a grease pole to see if they can beat prior year's times and place their cap on top of the pole. So here we are in Annapolis's Murray Hill community. It's a lot of beautiful older homes, just steps to many restaurants and bars and just minutes from downtown Annapolis. It also has some older townhouse communities in here, as well as some newer townhouse and condo communities up on West Street portion of Murray Hill, which is right there. And one of the unique parts of these communities, such as Murray Hill and Eastport, is many of the streets end up at the water. One of the unique things about many neighborhoods like Murray Hill and Eastport is the streets end at the water, and there's usually a public access dock there where you can bring your dinghy in or you can load your paddle boards or kayaks in. So we've talked a lot about what to do right downtown Annapolis. So what else is there to do as you get outside the main area? We've got some great parks, recreation areas, and beaches on the water. One of the big ones is Quiet Waters Park, where we got some great hiking trails, walking trails. They have an ice skating rink. They have a dog park on the water. It's got a beach on it. So it's really quite a hot spot for many people. So Annapolis also has so many outlying communities with many different amenities, benefits as well. One of the big ones would be Hills North Shores, that has some great, first of all, it's got public and private schools there. Hillsmere Elementary is a good one for many folks, as well as they have the Key School located right in the neighborhood, which is obviously a coveted private school as well. They also have some great water access amenities on the bay. They have a beach looking out onto the bay, as well as many little boat marinas throughout the community, some kayak docks, paddle boarding, and then boat slips that are for the community amenities. So we talk about when folks ask us what they should know when they're moving to the Annapolis area. It's kind of obviously, as you can see, a diverse style of housing, areas, communities. And so what we really do is kind of sit down with people, find out what would be ideal for them, their family, what they're looking to get out of it once they move here, and then kind of find, as you can see, we have many advantages to downtown living versus these outlying communities that have different amenities. There's community pools in some of them. There's different type of events that go on, as well as the parks, and then as we mentioned, the dog park, as well as many community local amenities that are beaches, the boat slips, the boat ramps, that type of thing as well, that have to do with the water lifestyle. Yeah, here we are in the Eastport community, which was once a separate from Annapolis as the Republic of Eastport, but now obviously part of Annapolis. It's a great, vibrant community with a lot of, used to be older, smaller homes, used to be worker side of the bridge, but now obviously many of them have grown, been developed, or added on to. A lot of great local pubs and restaurants, such as the Boatyard Bar and Grill. That one's very popular after Wednesday night sailing races. Many of the sailors come here to get food and gather after the races. We also have Luna's Steakhouse, which has been here many years, and then great local pubs like Davis's Pub, which is at the other side of the peninsula. Okay, so we've covered some of the Annapolis communities, the culture, and some of the exciting events we have here. Hopefully you've seen why we love Annapolis so much, and think you would as well.